Mayhem and the AM, Nick Cellini, Chris Domino in conversation with you, joined by the head basketball coach over at Va Tech. He is Seth Greenberg. I think we can call him a friend of the show. He's been on enough.
I believe we can, as a matter of fact.
Coach, I think I'm a friend of the show just because we all have the same haircut.
Yep, not by choice, but we do.
Our hair is going back on defense. That's a good thing. Always want to be good in defensive transition.
Man's got an answer for everything.
Well, that's what he's a coach at this level. You better know what you know. Congratulations on everything that's gone on so far.
What went on so far, anyway?
That
was good. That was a good line. I kept my job.
That's a good job.
I fooled him.
Christ, what's the alternative?
I fooled him for 5 years. I'm going to try to do a couple more.
Believe me, a couple of guys have been gone before that. Speaking of that, we had Mike Krzyzewski, and I think people kind of know the story. That's why we're plugging him. I knew that was going to happen. But the idea of today's environment is very different than it was years ago. If you don't win quick enough, you don't have a job. I mean, they don't want you to. This
you might not make it through the season.
These days, you're right about that.
And that's the crazy thing about our business. Again, the pressure of, coaches have to do a lot of things right now. They've got to win games. They've got to graduate players. They've got to put people in the seats. They've got to, have a dynamic personality to entertain all the internet gurus. There's a lot of roles a coach must play, and people are less patient. It's just the way society is. We live in a society where people want it now, and not yesterday, not tomorrow, but right now. And you mentioned Mike. I mean, in today's culture, would have Mike lasted to get that next recruiting class? Who knows? I mean, Frank Beamer at our place. I mean, you look at his first 4 years. He might be the best over the course of time, one of the best coaches in college basketball the last 10 years. But again, it's a different time. There's greater pressure, but the rewards are also great.
You talk about the internet gurus out there. Everybody's got something to say on a blog, this, that, and the other. When you're in the middle of the season, do you try to just isolate yourself from all that stuff?
I isolate myself from that stuff, not just in the middle of the season, the beginning of the season, the end of the season, in the summer. I'm not real big on a couple things. I'm real big if someone has something to say, and you guys know me pretty well, then I'm going to say it. If someone has something to say and they don't want to stand behind it, then I have no time for that. You want to get on an internet and have an opinion, and then you're like VT Vampire. Come on, give me a break. You've got issues. All right. I mean, if you want to say something, stand up and say it. Stand by what you say. Don't say something anonymously. And we've got so much going on. We can't. Again, Al Groh's a great example in our football league. If he worried about what was going on the first 3 weeks of their season, they wouldn't beat to this point. But you've got to stay in the present.